3-0 Chelsea, and nice and easy, wasn't it? Burnley didn't do that much in this one.
Yeah, you'd have to say that if you're Chelsea, you want to play Burnley at home every week. You know, right when the first goal came through the penalty, you're beginning to think, oh, this is what we've seen too many occasions from Chelsea at home, you know, with possession, but really not creating anything. And then, of course, Loughton, it's questionable whether it's a penalty or not, but the fact that you go to ground and you go across the path of your opponent and Villian, then you're asking for trouble. And so it makes it easy when they get the penalty. They go ahead and all of a sudden you can relax. You know, the crowd relaxes, that tension disappears, and then you can keep passing the ball because it really doesn't matter. Because the opposition in Burnley are really not troubling you going forward. So it almost felt like a matter of time before there was going to be a couple of more goals, and there was.
You're right about saying they want to play them every week, because if we take a look at their recent home record, they've had some good results and some bad results. That was a win they needed after those 2 defeats at home to Southampton and Bournemouth.
Yeah, and the reason they lost is because both Southampton and Bournemouth, who, listen, we don't often say they defended well, but they did. They were organised and they made good decisions and got the challenges in. And that, I think, is where that little bit of inexperience shows with Chelsea right now, particularly with Mount and with Abraham. When it comes to a dogged defence, I'm not so sure that they really understand how to break that down. I think right now, when they're given time and space, yes, they can hurt you. But when things are tight and nobody's letting you move them around, I'm not quite so sure about them. But as I said, today it was a case of the opposition handing them goals, and then that opens things up. As I said, it makes it easy. You know, Abraham gets his goal. Yeah. You got to say, what's the goalkeeper doing? But it doesn't matter.
Maybe put off by the defender, but you're right.
It doesn't matter. He gets his goal. So it's a good result. It's a performance that we've seen from them a lot of good possession, but not enough cutting edge in that final third.
So, do you still make them favourites to finish 4th and get the Champions League spot? Tough, isn't it? Because there's 2 or 3 that are.
It's hard to hang your hat on them. It's difficult to turn around and say, oh yes, definitely they're going to be final 4, but the last 4. But they're getting it done. They've got the points in the bag, and you can't rely on the other side. So right now, probably yes.
You've got a tougher run of games coming up. What about Burnley? Because we've seen over the last couple of weeks, there's a lot of poorer teams in the league. Would you put Burnley, maybe not with them, but would you say, ooh, they've got to be careful here?
They've got to be careful, yes. They've gone down before, but I get the impression that they're just going to have enough at home.
There's 3 worse teams than them in the league, isn't there?
I think so, although certainly on today's performance, somebody would have an argument with you about that. But yeah, they've got experience of being in this position, I think, which is going to help them. They're not going to panic. No. Yes, they understand that they could be in trouble, but having been there before, they understand what it takes. They know they don't have to win every week. Experience, I think, will keep them up, but only just.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.
After the break, we knew they were going to push. They have more bodies forward. They put them more under pressure. We started to give a lot of free kicks away, something that we have to try to avoid in this ground. And then we switched off. For the goal, we completely switched off. We allowed them to put the cross in. We turned and we considered a deflection, and I was very disappointed with that. After that, I must say that we reacted really well again after conceding the goal, and after Oba's red card, we reacted even better, in my opinion.
The sending off was a big talking point. Yeah. What did you think?
I just watched it, and it looked nasty, to be fair. Knowing Oba, there is obviously no intention to make such a tackle. Hopefully, he hasn't been injured, and we are sorry for that, but they made the decision and we have to accept it. That's a massive loss. You know how important he is for the team, and maybe we're going to lose him for a couple of games.
Well, you're not happy, that's for sure. I knew at the time, because it was very close to me, it was a bad challenge. I want to emphasise that I'm not accusing Aubameyang of deliberately trying to injure the player. I'm sure he didn't. It's the type of challenges sometimes that forwards, when they're recovering and trying to sort of show the right degree of aggression, make. But when I saw it after the game on the video, and I saw the same thing which presumably the people at Stockley Park have seen, it's no doubt that it's a red card, and no doubt it's a very bad challenge, and I'm a little bit surprised that we had to wait so long for that decision to be taken.
I think we'll get to the point that we all want. You know, it's still a process where it's true that sometimes it breaks everything up, but as well some big decisions, it's very important to have it. So it's in place at the moment. We have to respect the decision, and hopefully they're going to make more positive than negative decisions. The reaction was really, really positive. They wanted to win the game. They went for it. We had 3 or 4 really good situations. We created the best chance with Nico and Laka, and we're unlucky not to win the game.
The position of his ankle, as the challenge comes in, is not a pleasant thing to see. I'd be very surprised if there isn't some ligament damage there. But of course we won't know that until Monday. He was very upbeat after the game, in the sense that he's convinced he's going to be okay and that he'll get over it. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to wait till Monday until the doctors have done their work to really find out if it's just optimism and bravado on his part, or whether, you know, he can seriously be mended to play in the next game. Because I've got to say that in our current situation, I put a starting 11 out today, and I think they've done exceptionally well against one of the top teams in the country and a team that's playing very well at the moment. I think we've done terrifically well. But if I lose any from that starting 11, then things are looking exceptionally bleak.
Well, Matteo, when he came on, he was really good as well. But obviously, he's been in a big form. He's giving us a lot. But I had to get him off because he wasn't feeling good.
Do you know what sort of injury he's got?
It's a muscle injury. We'll have to assess it with the doctors tomorrow or the day after, and we will know more.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.